I want to talk about celebrity real estate really quickly. This is something we get a lot of questions about because people watch, the reality TV shows, the HGTVs of the world, and there's always some curious questions about how do celebrities buy and sell real estate. And there's kind of a range in terms of how it's accomplished, and it depends on the person's wealth and their fame, and what they do for a career, in terms of how it operates. But I want to talk first about professional athletes. Most of our experience with professional athletes has been with the spouse. Especially if you're talking about in season, the hockey player, the baseball player, the basketball player is not doing anything but focused on their season. So it's a lot of coordination with the spouses, and certainly a lot of coordination with their agents and attorneys. There's going to tend to be, whenever you're dealing with celebrities, professional athletes, famous people, there's going to tend to be a few more hands in the cookie jar. And what I mean by that are going to be advisors or attorneys or agents that are really trying to do what they can to help protect that person. So some unique things we've seen when we have helped celebrities buy or sell real estate. We have seen requests for destruction of documents. We've signed multiple non-disclosure agreements where we're not able to talk about the transaction if the press calls. That is something that a lot of athletes and celebrities, try to do is mask. They really don't want a public spotlight on where they live. Florida is different than a lot of states in that it is public record. You can look up and determine where people live. Some athletes and some celebrities will do what they can to try and put LLCs or trusts in place to keep their individual name off it, to try and keep some semblance of privacy. But you'll regularly see celebrities and athletes move every few years. And the reason for that is because their address gets out and more people learn that they're there. And then it's time to move somewhere else and kind of, scrub that, so to speak, to kind of start over and not have everyone know where they live again. There's a couple of reasons for that, again, kind of relating to personal safety, just a comfort in a neighborhood. There's also tax benefits. You'll see, and certainly it depends on the level of the celebrity or athlete and location. But in Florida, you can look it up. Because we have homestead protections on value, your net worth being protected when it's tied up in your house, because your homestead can't be as easily penetrated. You will see a lot of celebrities, homestead in Florida, as well as, put it in their individual name, because when they put it in corporations, they lose some of those protections. So any celebrity or athlete that is risk conscious wants to keep that, a lot of times, wants to keep that homestead property in their name or in a trust in their name so that they keep the homestead protection and so that they protect it from creditors. So that is one unique thing that you see. You will see them move regularly. It's probably more common in California, where there's like house tours. Having friends that do a lot of business in LA and Hollywood and Beverly Hills through the years have told me that part of them moving, because in California you don't have the same public records research. It's not as easy to figure out and look up online where someone lives. So in California, word will get out, or the tours learn where certain celebrities live. And once that happens, then the celebrity wants to kind of move again to protect their privacy. Some other things that we deal with in terms of working with celebrities or professional athletes, again, a lot of involvement from outside parties. And when I say their agent, I don't necessarily mean their real estate agent. I mean their sports agent, who's very likely also a lawyer. And sometimes outside counsel. There's going to be some additional reviews of documents. Things might take a little longer to go through. There's other eyes on the transaction than a typical real estate transaction, because there's just more at risk. There's more money at risk. And there's more for that person at risk because of, who they are in the public eye. A lot of times celebrities, professional athletes will want to look at homes kind of in a guarded way. They don't necessarily want everyone to know that it's them. Depending on their level, showings might be arranged in a way to kind of protect people around from seeing that it's them or learning that it's them looking at the property, because the last thing celebrities want is that getting out when they're trying to stay private. One thing I have learned, however, is that there are plenty of celebrities that use the search for real estate as a way to keep themselves in the news. So, for example, or they'll be spotted out at a restaurant. If a movie star or athlete is working on something that needs exposure, let's say it's a movie actor with a new movie coming out, them going shopping for homes, they may leak that because it's another way to keep them in the press for the movie they're about to promote, to keep eyes on the movie that they want everyone to see because they profit from that. Similarly, if there's a new product launch for an athlete, they may show up at a restaurant, or they may allow stuff to be leaked or allow themselves to be photographed in a restaurant or somewhere out, because again, that will kind of reverberate in the news cycle. So there's a little bit of a PR game that gets played with celebrities and athletes when it comes to real estate. We've worked with a lot of them. We're presently working with a few. And again, how they buy and sell real estate is just drastically different than a normal transaction. Some of the unique things that they're looking for in a home as well, a security instance, a gate, extra security on the home, cameras, security systems. Those are all things that are of utmost importance because, again, they know that they're going to have people snooping around. So it's always interesting because you will see it, even in the Tampa Bay Business Journal, you'll see multiple times where an athlete or a local celebrity or someone buys or sells real estate and it hits the news because those journalists are monitoring the clerk of court and tax rolls to find that information a lot of times, because it's generally not going to be the agents that leak that to the press because their client doesn't want it getting out there. They're hoping it flies under the radar most of the time. So hopefully this has been helpful in terms of understanding how celebrities and athletes do real estate a little bit differently. And hopefully that's helpful for you. When you aren't listening to the show, follow us on all of our socials at The Duncan Duo.